What's up, YouTube? Everybody in this world's trying to get recognized, trying to get on the stage, and I've got a guy right now that's got his biggest shot in life. This is his first interview as a UFC fighter, and inside this YouTube episode, we're going to talk about how to deal with haters, how to come back from adversity, and how to win the fight for your American dream. Well, man, Charlie's got, you know, a real sportsman-like reputation, don't you?
Very sportsman.
You a bitch, your mom a bitch, your mom's a hoe, and I'm killing you all.
Still trying to sell the copy, bitch, we back on again. I'm just chilling with my dog, that be my evil twin. All the niggas got a spam, cause I don't got a friend. This ain't silence of the lambs, you ain't wearing my skin. Still trying to sell the copy, yeah, we back on again. I'm just chilling with my dog, that be my evil twin. They'll never stand tall, they'll never be gone. Back in hell with a dog, singing war songs. Rowdy dog, pocket full of cream, call it Haagen-Dazs with the sauce. I can make an atheist go, oh my gosh, lactose. You ain't making bread, so now you lactose. Brag bros, most people say that I'm an asshole. Cash rules everything.
How about the old, what were you putting on me here right before?
Oh, the rape choke.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
so,
tell them about the rape choke.
So the rape choke is basically when you muffle somebody's mouth, you have both their hands behind their back, and, you know, I mean, it speaks for itself.
It's quite unpleasant when both of your arms are trapped and you can't breathe. That's always a fun experience.
That Wagner Rocha style.
This guy right here, he just got recognized in the UFC because of some of his controversial ways of getting attention. He's been putting people out, putting people sleeping. You've been finishing people, right? What is the finish rate on the last?
Finish rate. So the last how many fights? The last 4 fights, I've had 3 finishes.
3 out of the 4 fights.
3 out of the 4 of the fights.
Complete finishes.
Yes.
And really good opponents.
Really good opponents. Every one of them, like Petersman was a great opponent. He was undefeated, and then just this last guy as well too. This guy was 6-0. He was the top guy in the regional scene, and we were extreme underdogs. Went out there and finished him with the first round rear naked choke, and then slaughtered the mic afterwards.
Now these guys, I'm trying to constantly teach them to build their brand, to speak up, and you know your brand is a big part of being a fighter, getting into the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got any haters on your brand? Why do they hate you?
You know, honestly, it's the funniest thing ever. It's kind of like people love me for the antics I throw. I said it in my post-fight interview. I told CM Punk, I was like, I could flick off the crowd and they still love me, and all you hear is everybody's cheering because I'm authentic, because I am who I am, right? I don't try to.
So you get this big knockout, Tampa.
Yeah.
Where did you start? Why'd you flip off the crowd and go crazy?
It's a do or die situation, man. Like for me, like that is who I am internally. We were talking about it earlier about like my influences are Jorge Masvidal, Nick Diaz, and that I have a chip on my shoulder. And in that fight meant so much to me because that was either going to be make it or break it. Either I win the fight and it propels me forward, or I lose the fight and maybe never fight again.
Well, thank God you're my coach.
Yeah.
We're just doing some grappling before he lets me get his back, and I get into a position where I'm administering the choke. What'd you tell me?
Don't be a fucking pussy.
Yeah, you said you're not mean enough, dog.
Yeah, stop being a pussy about it. Just fucking submit. Like my grappling style is very similar to Wagner Rocha's style. Is that when I'm trying to go with you, I'm trying to demoralize you and show you that you were not on my level. That you just have the back.
Definitely felt that. Okay.
Yeah. That's my that's kind of the MO that I live by.
Well, if you're in business, guys, and you're trying to get known, there's going to be roofing contractors that hate you. There's going to be owners that complain. But, you know, there's this poem, The Man in the Arena, that's in here, and it just talks about, you know, the opinions from everybody outside. What do you do with everybody's opinions usually?
I don't care.
You don't give a fuck?
I don't give a fuck, man. Like, I could give a shit about any. The people who are close to me are with me for a reason. Anybody else that says it, they're a bunch of sheep, and if they're man enough, maybe they can say it to my face.
Hey, so right before this fight, you came up to me and you had a proposition. Right before the UFC thing, what was the proposition?
What was that proposition?
You said, just pay me 20 G's.
Yeah. I was like, dude, Rob, get me out of the contract. So let me get 20 G's. Let me get paid before the UFC. This shit ain't happening, man. We're fucking
Blue
dead.
Collar Fight Club, September 1st through 3rd.
Yep.
So now I'm going to pay him to help Gilbert Burns. He's going to be with Gilbert running an MMA seminar for any of you watching this.
Shout out to Gilbert Burns, legend.
Hey, a lot of people want to know if I'm for real. You get to know somebody on the mat. What do you have to say? What do you think?
Yeah, I always say maybe not the most technical guy. You are about it, though, man. You are about that life. It was the first time we ever sparred together. Every single time you put in the work. And the one thing I respect more than anything is when I watch somebody do exactly the same things that I'm doing. That's why you're successful in your blue collar business, and that's why every day you wake up, and what is the one thing that we always need in the morning? we have to exercise because our minds, if we're not exercising, I feel depressed. I feel like I'm not doing much with my life. I feel like I'm off track. You need that positive routine.
Well, look across the country. So many people. There's people dying of drug addiction, whether it's fentanyl or suicide, or there's people overweight.
But what about this? What are those two things? From eating too much to do excess amount, it has to be focal in the one point of your life.
Because it's not like you haven't been a party guy before, right?
Yeah, exactly. I did it when I was younger, like when I was 14, 15, right?
Yeah. Got it out early?
Got out early. So then when I found myself into this sport, that was my new addiction.
Nice.
My addiction was...
When did you start training?
So I started training at 15.
Nice.
And you know what I found too? Was that my brother was really into cars. And so he would change the exhaust system and he would change this and change that. And I thought about that, but the human body, I'd be like, you know what? Like if I eat more beets or whatever, it's going to help my intake system, right? And I would just invest within my body and I became obsessed with that. And just being okay with going on the street and make sure I could handle myself. And then it became an obsession.
Then your older brother kept like putting you out there and getting you in fights?
Well, yeah, he got me my first fight where I got my ass whooped.
How'd that feel?
You know what? It was actually,
You liked it?
It wasn't that I liked it. It was that everybody told me, man, you did good, you did good, you did good. My brother came up to me and said, that was fucking pitiful, dude. That was fucking pitiful, dude. You gotta go out. You better start running. You better start you're an embarrassment to the Rad King.
Oh, God.
So I had to get and that's the same reason why I could take myself from being a 2-2 fighter to being in the UFC is because I can put my shoes on every day.
Let's walk through that journey. You've been into the spotlight. You fought in Bellator.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that?
That was 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So talk to me about like what you learned from that experience. What you're gonna do this time?
I didn't learn anything from that experience. I just learned that in my heart of hearts, it wasn't in it. My heart's in it. And I talked to my friend last night who's been with me for this whole career, and we always had one saying. I said, I didn't love the sport. I didn't want to even be in the Bellator fight. I just did it for basically pure pressure. I'm doing it now because I want to do it. I said, when I want to become a world champion, I'll become a world champion. Right now, I feel like being a world champion.
You got a strong woman behind you. Last time you got in a fight, you were like, I ain't got nothing to be scared of.
No, I mean, my friend Levi knows that when we go to the house, that is a mental warfare. Like, nobody can break me mentally. I mean, you can. You're married.
Yeah, listen, my wife can break me, okay?
Yeah. Like, I think
she's got my buttons.
It builds resistance over and over.
Yeah, it builds resistance.
Yeah. So like,
what's the difference from you like as a fighter now versus then?
Just that I actually want to do it. Like I have a goal, and my whole goal was this one thing. I said, you know, I'm gonna give up everything. I had a lifestyle living on a ranch where I could live out the rest of my life, be happy,
be comfortable. You were comfortable.
I was comfortable, exactly. But I'm living someone else's lifestyle. I wanted to go out and see how far I could take this, right? And look what's happened. I mean, I put it all on the line. I was dead broke for years. My wife financially secured me all the way through this whole process. And guys like you who were like, you know what, I believe in this kid. This kid should go after it. So without Lee, I probably wouldn't have made it to the last fight.
Lots of other sponsors, lots of other help.
But it doesn't matter. It's that the people that actually believe in you are, I mean, we're basically beggars until we get to the UFC, you know?
It's crazy.
And people that believe in you. And I made it. Like, and I'm proud of myself to say I went through the adversity because I have one thing that was on my mind was that I have this chip on my shoulder that I may not be able to live up to my full potential. And I'm getting to the stage where I need to be.
Hell yeah, dude! Look at the jiu-jitsu program at our gym. You're the head coach. I mean, yesterday, how did it feel, bro? What did you think? What happened? We had
to post that video on this.
Everybody pause for a second and circle up. They're going to introduce a special guest. So, surprise. Hi guys, I haven't met a lot of you guys actually, so it's been a while. Anyway, we're going to announce a special guest today. Alright? So, how many of you guys are training with an actual UFC fighter? 1, 2, 3 hands, 3 hands. Alright, well today, every one of you are going to be able to train with a UFC fighter. His name's Charlie Rackey.
So I got a call from Keith, or well, actually, my friend Levi, he got a call from Keith, and was like, yeah, we got this special guy coming in. He's a UFC fighter, you know, but like, don't tell anybody, right? And so like Levi was like trying to get on his phone real quick, or whatever, but he didn't even tell Levi what was going on. So the whole day I'm like, you know,
who's this
I
fucking
wonder
guy?
who the fuck this is. Like Bo Nichols, whatever. Like I'm gonna go after this guy. Like I'm not gonna allow
I'm
anybody
gonna
to go
fucking
my gym.
get this guy.
So I'm like,
you got butterflies. You're about to have to fight.
exactly. I'm like, it was
Who
5.
the fuck is
It was
this?
5 o'clock. I'm getting ready for 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we get everybody in there, and the whole room is packed. You know,
Yeah.
because everybody's like, "Who is this guy? It must be great." And Cosmo doesn't know who it is. Nobody understands. I'm like, yeah. I went to seeing Berserker. I said, "Hey, I heard Bo Nichols is coming." He said, "How'd you know?" And I was like, "Now I know for sure. It's Bo Nickel, right?" Wrong. So I see Cosmo in the lobby, and he's looking through a window, and he's got these big ass eyebrows. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's looking good, right?" And I was like, "Who the fuck can it be? Like, doesn't make any sense." So then, like, halfway through the class, I'm so annoyed by this point, because I'm like, this fucking guy thinks that he's real cool, right? Like, this guy just thinks he's better than everybody. He's gonna show up halfway through the class. So then D1 Brandon, my manager, comes in. He walks in, there's cameras or whatever, so I'm expecting he's in the lobby, and so I'm sitting there like this, and like, how many of you guys ever trained with a UFC fighter? I didn't even raise my hand because this is a stupid fucking question. And then, like, a few other people did, and then Brandon says, well, all of you guys are going to be training with one today, because Charlie Radke's in the UFC, and everybody's crazy. They like a football
so
tackle.
fucking
like
pissed I wasn't there.
A football pile, and
I know.
everybody, it was electric. Everybody goes, ah! They start screaming in the middle of the pile, and everybody's just happy and excited. And it's not about me; it's about the team. The team was brought together from that moment, just like the title win. It wasn't me though; everybody won together. I go in there and I do
Hell
it.
yeah.
I do what I need to do.
Whether
but
it's your
about-
wife, your
Yes.
training partners, your
Yes.
sponsors,
Yes.
your purpose, all of it aligns in the universe, gives you that fucking championship moment. Now, is that defining like one of the best moments ever?
That's close to it. Yeah, yeah. That definitely was.
That brings to another really important point.
Hmm.
Because successful people, when they get these moments, what do they have to do?
You gotta live up to it. You
Well,
gotta
that's
jump.
one
You
thing.
gotta jump levels.
You got to move the goalpost.
Yeah.
Because it was such a fucking journey. Explain the pressure from your last fight.
So the pressure was from my last fight. I had a lot going on it. I had
Your wife.
had my wife. I had bronchitis leading into the fight. I had pink eye. I had my chin split open. I had all these things, man. All these things weighing on me. And then not the fact as well too that everybody, like, in the entire part of my career has always doubted me. I was a minus 500 underdog.
Oh,
This was
I didn't know that.
Dude, this guy was and when you look back at him,
5-1.
he's the real deal, man.
Yeah.
And I think Raheem Forrest is an amazing human being. He's
Yeah.
got a great story behind him.
It's hard. Not hard enough to get you.
Yeah. Listen, I think it comes down to one moment. Right when I was walking there, I could feel something, like not the atoms moving, but there was this line as I was going ready to walk out, and this curtain. It's like a 6x6 curtain right before you walk on to the ledge to walk to the cage, and I could see it. I was like, this is my fucking moment, man. Whatever happens out here, I'm gonna roll with this shit. I don't care, and I did. Got stung early in the round, was able to weather it, came out, transferred, and within a minute I submitted him. And to think to myself, and that's why I cried right there too. Like, everybody who knows who's close to me, like, knows that I belong in the UFC, but this was the moment, and I conquered that moment. Not a lot of people can say that they've ever done that. When the pressure's on, can you put up or shut up? And it's a chamber of truth.
Fucking chamber of truth, guys. We want everyone that's watching this to have the opportunity to train with UFC fighters. Gilbert's going to train with us. We're going to be giving away a lot of money for a jiu-jitsu competition. 25K, got the best grapplers in the world. What do you think about that?
I'm telling you, and that is stacked too. All the people, Wagner Roach is on it, right?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
favorite grappler. I'll be watching that for sure.
Fuck yeah.
When you talk about bringing eyes to the sport of something like Nogi Jiu-Jitsu, when you got, is Rotolo out there too, right?
No. We got Roberto Jimenez. We got Giancarlo Bodoni, ADCC champion.
Ooh, he's good.
We got the guy. What's the guy's name? The Alan Tackett.
Oh, Andrew Tackett.
We got
William
William
Tackett.
We are working on getting Mika Galvao right now.
Yeah. So listen, like, I think in
Jimenez.
my mind, like, I love watching Nogi grappling at that level. I think it's definitely a spectator sport. More people need to look. I mean, it's just.
I mean, if Zuckerberg's out there busting down fucking wins,
Yeah.
anybody could do that shit, right?
Yeah, I think that the event in general is going to be spectacular. But that is just a little cherry on top.
Guys, look, this is literally the worst case scenario that can happen. If you watch this, rolling him, beating the shit out of me, muffling me, and generally you don't just do that to people. That
No.
Only your favorite.
We just talked about it. You can take it.
Yeah.
You can take it.
Yeah.
I won't just do that to the regular person.
Right.
God, they would never come back to the gym.
Right, but your program, something's working because your other job is that you have to train and educate and grow a jiu-jitsu program. What's happened since you became a head jiu-jitsu coach?
So I think it's came into like a balance scenario too, where like
Why do you think there's so much growth?
because it's the camaraderie between the people. I have like I've always felt like, you know what was an interesting thing is I always said like early on in my career I was never going to be a coach. But it's the people that don't want to do something that become great at that, right? So when I started training at this gym and it built up from 17 people to now 50 people were in that gym last night, and it's directly because of the camaraderie between the team. And I don't know if I can
We were
say,
coachless for a long time.
listen, and I don't know if I can even take that in my own
for jiu-jitsu. I mean, we got the best.
Oh
Muay Thai
God,
coach in the
yeah,
world,
Cosmo, look him up.
But I'm talking
Put a
about
highlight film of that.
But
guy
for
in here.
jiu-jitsu, we were. I mean, even when Pimenta was there, he wasn't the same. It wasn't the same camaraderie.
Well, you know what? Okay, that actually maybe leads to a better point, right? Why would it work between me and now Pimenta? Now Pimenta is extremely good at what he does. He's an amazing jiu-jitsu artist. But
I'll tell you why it didn't work. Because I couldn't understand it. He may have worked for the advanced guys, and you know when I come to your class, dude, we're fighting.
Yeah.
I like that shit.
Yeah.
And it's active, it's fast, and dude, to me, I went to the B team class and I didn't know exactly everything, but they showed us the move and then they showed it fast and you had to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I fumbled through it during the fucking trials, but I was with somebody good who coached me through it, so I'd prefer honestly to do like that than to break everything down to the ridiculous so that everybody understands it. Like, fuck.
Well, you have a guy who's gnarly, who's a tough guy, right? That can fuck shit up. But you also have the guy who's about the team. I'm about the team. And when it comes to, everybody knows, even Ray, her father, I will fight for my students. I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that they know that I have their back. And last night, we weren't just a team anymore. We're family. Like,
Hell yeah.
It became that moment where you could look at that video and see everybody was genuinely happy about the moment. And
Hell
even,
yeah.
and even you, I know you were looking at that.
Well, I know a lot of them are going to be watching this right now, guys. Look, subscribe to the channel. Keep coming back. We're going to keep making Charlie look like a motherfucking star, and we're going to keep driving this star because big wins followed by good social media equals Sean O'Malley. You can take any lessons from old fucking Connor or Sean?
Definitely take a lot of weed smoking. I think that'd probably be the main one.
Well,
right?
no,
But-
you don't smoke.
I don't smoke, but that's what I'm saying.
But the thing is they both have personalities. They're both active on social. Their brands make them much more valuable, even if their skill. I mean, Connor's he's lost 3 out of the last 4.
yeah, but
Nobody cares.
And I know exactly what you mean too. Like I was just pulling a little joke, but like it comes down to how are you gonna sell yourself to the public, and how are you gonna make it interesting for people? You know what the best thing to do is be authentic. I don't have to do anything but be myself.
Right.
Everybody has to play a role.
And that fuck you to the crowd was for all them people that were hating on you.
Exactly,
right?
and that is a true thing, man. That was for
Like,
everybody.
If you're a
that said-
hater, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel the same way. If
Yeah.
you're watching this and you lasted this long, super fuck you. We should be fucking together. We should be like doing something, like not.
Yeah.
That was retarded.
No. We should be fucking, huh?
We should be fucking making money together.
Yeah.
Instead, I see all these people that are a lot like me that watch very closely but are scared to get active or involved. It's like the people that want to come into jiu-jitsu to talk about like the guy we just talked about.
Oh my god.
What
dude.
the fuck was that?
So this-
roofers are full of shit.
Dude, so full of shit.
Okay, this
just-
happens all the time. This roofer says he wants to grow.
Yeah.
He's a know-it-all cowboy. He does 150 roofs a year.
Good.
And now he wants a coach.
He's just completely full of shit. You were like calling him out when I came in the door. You were like, listen, you just gotta be honest, you know, like you're talking to him, and then like you're like, yeah, and then I got this guy Charlie Rag about to do some jiu-jitsu, you know, and he's like, oh, I did jiu-jitsu for 13 years, and I was like, oh, give me the phone. I said, with who? And he blank, nothing. And then he's like, well, how do we get from talking about roofs to now talking about jiu-jitsu? Because you fucking said it, man. Like, what a goon.
But it's funny because you know you're real quick to pull anybody's card. We paid our blood for you, but for you, I mean, your life is paid for and paid in full, like Dustin says. So anyone else trying to fucking say that they're for real, you want to pull their card. Just
I want to
find
see
out.
it. Because you know what? That's the moment my brother told me the honest truth. And I have to do that to everybody because if a lot of people walk around here with a fake facade and they don't really even know who they are. That's why I hang out with you. That's why I hang out with Levi. That's because these people have trained. They're humble. They know who they are. We said it before. When you walk in those mats, when you walk into that cage, I'm gonna see who you really are, and we're gonna see it.
And to the guys like 45 years old, that are scared they're gonna get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see that a lot of these guys really come into jiu-jitsu, get in better shape, get confidence, and then, you know, I mean, look, knock on wood, a few little simple things, not too bad, but you know, jiu-jitsu's not been as crazy as it was in my mind as far as injuries or pain goes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be really honest with you, man. It just depends on what your style of jiu-jitsu is.
I know, dog. I'm a little bit,
right? Because
I'm
like
fucking crazy.
dude,
it's probably yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're like if you're like us, and the way that you're gonna start grappling and start competing, you're gonna get your shit fucked up. I know they say it's the gentle art, it's this, it's that, and it may be like that at Art of Jiu-Jitsu in some other places, but I don't do it that way because I try to make sure that my stuff is relative to a fight, it's relative to a jiu-jitsu competition or an MMA bout.
Yeah, position over submission.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think too is that we're talking about adversity as well. I'm sure people do dry calls all the time. Mm-hmm. They're like, damn, man, like this shit is not working out. Da, da, da. And then, you know, it's basically like a moment of like surrendering to it. Mm. The only thing you can do is just keep fucking hammering it.
Yeah, I said that this morning, bro, because like, you know, sometimes after you've been in this game for almost over 20 years.
Oh my God,
dude,
yeah.
There had to be some times where you felt burnt out and you were like, I'm not going anywhere. People don't doubt me. I mean, you had to fucking feel like that.
Well, think about this, man. I fucking just said that to myself yesterday.
Yeah. I know you said it the fucking
yesterday, dude. Yesterday I said
right before you found out.
I said yesterday, I said,
is this fucking ever gonna happen?
I said, you know what? Like, it's a gratitude thing. I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be able to coach at a gym, and I'm grateful to have good friends around me. Like, I'm happy. Like, if it doesn't happen in UFC, it's not meant to be, right? Just allowing it to be. But I still would train regardless. And I go yesterday, and it fucking happens. That's the same way it would probably be with roofing. You say, oh, nothing. Somebody gives you that call, that $100,000.
I was just having this conversation, so it's hard for me to find a duplicate. So I'm reaching through my Instagram. I sent a message out, and this guy used to clean my pool. He's in the other room. He sold his pool business for millions of dollars, and he's right up the road, and he wants to be a coach. He wants to help with social media and stuff. So next thing I know, after a DM, like I thought, no way could I find someone to help me scale this coaching and do this. The dude's living right up the road.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes I know, you know, I feel desperate in business if I keep fucking up, almost like you do if you lose a fight.
Correct.
And that's how it is in every situation. Sometimes it's the darkest. Before when?
The breakthrough.
Dude,
that is really like some biblical shit. Because
it really is.
Because that's like how I feel about it. Like, I really do feel like
you were at a dark point.
Dude, and somebody said that, and like, fucking life is so weird. Somebody says some shit like to me, I'm like, you're so full of shit.
I know,
dude. Like,
dude, what the fuck
you just
is
don't
this
get it. I've been through
shit?
4 different fucking management companies. They give me the same runaround about how I'm about to make it.
UFC.
Yeah, and nothing ever happens.
But you've been on the cover of the UFC Fight Pass. You've been fucking got your name up on blah, blah, blah.
All that shit, right? But yeah.
But I think a lot of it is the fucking fuck you, the reels he's been putting out, the fucking content, all of it together.
I am literally a promoter's wet dream. You think about a guy who's a good-looking guy, who's fight friendly, and can talk well. Come the fuck
Who
up.
doesn't mind talking shit with everybody.
I'm watching these fucking guys
what if you get to
UFC.
fight Colby Covington?
Oh god, it'd be beautiful.
Dude,
man.
you need to start talking shit to him.
It would be beautiful.
You got to start talking
and you know what it is too though, is that you have to be
you could be a better troll than him.
You be realistic on like who you're gonna be trying to achieve after. Who is like those people that are in the up and coming who make sense. I'm gonna make it look so simple.
So who you got your targets on?
I got my target on Ian Machado.
Ian Machado.
You
mean Ian Gary?
Ian Machado.
Okay.
That's his real name.
His real name? What happened? What's the story behind
well,
it?
the story behind it is...
He took his wife's last name?
He had to. Yeah. He did it for a sweet reason, though. He did it for a sweet reason.
You could give him the rape choke.
Yeah, but... Good for him, okay? Like, I get that you do the Machado thing. I had peer pressure on my wife as well, too. But I got some fucking big balls, man. I don't let that shit happen. I don't let that shit fly. I'm the fucking man. So that's how I went about it. I said, babe, I know that's your last name, but I'm a fucking man. And you're taking my last name.
So, Ian Machado it is.
So again, like I think the fights that make the most sense, right? It's all comers at this point. Whoever they put in front of me, I'm going. And you know what the best part about this is too? It's not like a contender series fight. It's not one of those fights versus short notice fight. They're giving me time. You know why?
They're giving you 3 fights too, right?
But 4.
Oh,
but
shit.
you know why they're doing that, right?
Oh shit.
Do you know why they're doing that?
Why is that?
because they see dollars in their pockets. They know it. I know it. Everybody who's seen it knows it. CM Punk knew it. Put a clip on this afterwards of CM Punk smiling after every interview I make. He says, this fucking guy's gold. He knows it. He was in the business of WWE. And my wife, I remember when I did it after the what was it? I think it was the Chrome fight. She realized that this fucking guy's got it. He's crazy. He's crazy.
You put out performances like you did last time, and it's about to get crazy. I'm going to all the fights.
Oh, shit.
We're getting the behind the scenes.
And I'm coming to your event.
Damn right.
Because
we're gonna, these roofers, some of them actually train. One of the guys is coming into town. I'm gonna bring him to the gym. He's got like 65 fights. He's a little older than me.
That was the bare knuckle guy, right?
Well, he's gonna bring some of his fighters.
Nice.
So we're gonna have goat shed. I'm trying to get goat shed.
Oh my god, those fucking guys.
So we need some of our fighters.
Bring some out. Squad
This
up.
guy Donald is from New Mexico.
Okay.
And basically he just fought in bare knuckle.
Okay.
But he's got a squad of MMA guys.
Dude, Goat Shed is probably the funniest Instagram shit I've ever seen. Dude, bro, like
the guy's a little genius.
they got that one guy who's screaming at
But a lot of
everybody.
people say martial arts all about respect. I mean, he's still respectful but controversial at the same time.
This is what I would say. MMA is not that. MMA is
MMA is not
It's
that.
not that. Like I actually, so how I understand that is because that's why I originally stopped. My whole reason I loved MMA was because of pride. I love the way they do it. Every little movement, they clap.
Oh, the pride?
Come on.
Oh,
Yes.
the Shanghai. Oh!
Love it. I watched the ONE FC fight card and I was like, man, this is why I love MMA.
Yeah.
But I get the business perspective. I get it. Like, I am that guy, right, to be able to do it. But jiu-jitsu is so, like, it's family-based. Like, I like that feel about it. MMA, man, you better be. It's like fucking dating on Tinder. You better be a fucking savage. You better.
MMA is like dating on Tinder.
You better.
Straight from the words of Chuck Buffalo.
You better be a fucking savage.
Hey, in life out there, there's too many fucking snowflakes. All right, and we're gonna help you win the fight for your American dream because apparently you gotta be savage.
You gotta be a savage. If you're fucking married and you're thinking about your old lady's breaking your back and you want to go on Tinder, you better be a savage, man.
Hey,
you better be a savage.
Dana White's talking about entrepreneurs and business, and he's
Yeah.
like, dude, if you got any nuts, if you will keep coming in this world, there's so many soft people that you will crush everybody. And one of the things that's given me an unfair advantage getting into these higher realms is training. It's taking the same mentality that Charlie takes into the cage. I train with him, never going to be on his level, but I can take his mindset. I can take his approach. He sold his soul for the fight gods. That's how he eats. It's how he lives. It's how he cuts weight. It's how he trains. And one of the concepts I think it might have helped you a lot is now you're out here teaching. Mm-hmm. You're out, and you didn't want to be a coach thinking that didn't make you, a badass. But does it make you more of a badass? Do you think you fight better or more technical?
I think it's the analogy of hitting pads versus holding pads. Mm-hmm. You see from a different light, a different perspective. So I think that it has its value. And the value really is that at the very beginning, you're breaking down your moves, you're understanding why you truly hit things, and then also on the other hand, you're fucking helping people, man. Mm-hmm. Like that. I really do feel like what I'm about to do in this game is going to change things. I'm going to be what Conor McGregor should have been, a positive influence, a person who doesn't just talk shit, but talk some truth into people.
Yeah, and then says, hey, look, and it's funny, the McGregor Netflix series you should watch, because Levi put me on it. It shows a little different side of him,
Yeah.
He still is about that life, but he has to put that show out there. And then once you get them hundreds of millions of dollars, it might go to your head a little bit too, dog. It goes to my head. I don't have the hundreds of millions yet, but I'll let that shit get to my head myself.
I just told you, man, my wife will not let me do it.
Yeah.
No, that's why.
She's gonna come at you with the frying pan.
It's not who you are without the money; it's who you are with the money. And I will be the same fucking person if I had $100
Money usually
million.
does that. Usually money's gonna expose what people really are. So if you're legit and you have money, money's not the root of all evil. It's a spiritual concept. The more people you help, the more money you get. But once you get that money, if you're, my grandpa says there's 3 things that kill great men. It's like addiction to sex, not being able to just do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Greed, like just being willing to fuck people out of money because you want the money, and then drugs and alcohol.
Yeah. Or buying green Beamers.
I'm ready for my Rolls
Hence,
Royce.
he has a green Beamer that
I love
somebody
driving
stole
that
and returned
shit.
from.
Right? Fucking joyride. And with that, you can like and subscribe to this YouTube making fun of my Beamer. Yeah, I'm ready for Rolls. I ain't
Yeah. You're about time now, right?
It's about time, dog. It's about time I've been investing. I've been investing back in the business.
But-
and I look around at some of these other social media influencers, and I invest so much into my people and my team, and you know, I'm making the biggest deal of my life. My championship moment is right around the corner, like your UFC, and then I got a lot more. I'm gonna be moving the goalposts. But dude, I have a friend. He's got a fucking plane. He's got a yacht. He's got fucking probably $50 million in the bank, and he's only 1 year older than me. And it's like, dude, get in the fucking hurry. If you see some motherfucker in a space and you feel like you can do it, get in a goddamn hurry to get your goals.
Yes.
You know? And the thing is also, even if you're in a hurry, you got to stay with it no matter how terrible it is or how tortured you are or how stagnant you are in the process, because it gets the darkest before it gets the lightest.
Decide, act, succeed, repeat.
There you go, guys. Hey, y'all got to check this man out. Where could they find you on Instagram?
You can find me on OnlyFans. I got a real special thing for a lot of people out there, all you young ladies. But you can follow me on my Instagram handle at ChuckBuffaloMMA. That's how you can find me.
Well, since our audience is about 10% ladies, that's pretty gay. But,
You know they pay a lot for foot photos.
oh my God. All right, guys. Like and subscribe, comment below if you want to see Charlie. If you want to come to the Blue Collar American Dream Conference, he'll train you up some jiu-jitsu.
Yes, sir.
He'll put the rape choke on you. But all's fair in love and war and getting your foot in the door. So get your ass to the Blue Collar American Dream Conference so you can win the fight for your American dream. We're going to have a blast, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Thank
Good
you,
luck, man. It's going to be
Appreciate
great.
you. Thank you.